If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Allow us to explain.
It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Super easy to use.
Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more.
You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. That is money right in your pocket.
It's everything you need to make a podcast in one convenient, easy place.
Download the free Anchor app on your app store, Google Play, whatever you got, or go to anchor.fm to get started. I repeat, that's anchor.fm.
All right, so we're good to go.
I think we're good.
Yeah, okay. So, well, just to get started, I'll introduce myself. I'm Dylan, and I'm currently in the Navy, and I'm an E4. I'm at the Navy Nuclear Training Power Command, so I'm training to be a nuclear engineer. I graduated high school last year, and I went to boot camp last October, and now we're here. And yeah, Caleb and I we've known each other, been friends since like third grade, but we started to get a lot closer in fourth grade, and I'd say by sixth grade is when we really hit it home, and now we've been best friends ever since. So Caleb, go ahead.
Oh, I can talk now. Hi, I'm Caleb. I am a broke college student. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I do go to college though, at a state university. This guy chose, the free path where he gets all of his benefits and perks, and I'm like, you know what? I want to spend money out of my butt like it doesn't exist. So that's what I've been doing. I like it a lot though. I'm an IT management major, and
Nerd.
and it is something I'm very passionate about and I enjoy a lot. Met a lot of good friends at college, but I always end up coming back to my boy Dylan here, who is several states away, but we have kept in contact, and we thought this podcast would be a great way to share our unique worldview with the world.
For sure. So, dude, as we were getting this ready, I was just sitting here practicing my signature. I don't know if you could hear it on my metal dresser. The pen scribbling. So. Yeah. So I've been practicing a new way to write my middle initial, M.
Are you doing like the doctor signature where it doesn't matter what you write?
No, I'm writing like two squiggles basically, and then after that it's like a Superman curl across the letter, and it kind of looks like dope.
Dope. That's the word we're going with.
Dude, have you ever written and signed a check or no?
Yes, I've written and signed a check. What do you think I am?
For lunch in high school or something?
Yeah, probably. But it definitely was mine.
Yeah.
On it.
Yeah, definitely no federal felons. No federal. Oh, good lord. That's gonna be in another.
You're gonna get me arrested for tax evasion.
Oh god.
Or something.
For fraudulent activity.
The same reason the Catholic priest went to jail. Tax evasion. Speaking of that.
What's that?
Have you heard that with the coronavirus outbreak? Actually, we're in a hard cut here because I thought I had a story and I didn't.
Okay.
Actually, no. Maybe this is staying in. I don't know.
In other news, in Ghana.
Oh, what a show. So how have you been? Like what's your kind of schedule been like with the Navy? Because I know you got your A school done, right?
Yeah, I got A school done, so I've just been on a hold status basically, like stand and watch, and
playing
for
lots
the past,
of Ratchet and Clank.
Past couple months. Yeah, I do got a decent amount of free time, which that free time is gonna go away here soon on the 16th when I class up for Power School. It isn't indeed Seth.
What a haunting name from
it's
our
like
high school days.
It's like normal school except like amplified 10 times. So you got to hit that Power School.
Yeah.
Indeed, it's you actually can't go unless you write Power School in bold letters on a whiteboard somewhere. So Yeah, but yeah, I've been diving into Ratchet and Clank and Sly Cooper for just some nostalgia lately. I already platinumed on PlayStation, Sly 1 and Sly 2, so
Should mention that's like the easiest platinum known to man.
well, get on my level and get a
Well,
platinum, and then you can.
I have 14. I'm sure there's gonna be
Uh-oh.
somebody who's like I have over 100. I don't care. I just we play. I don't. There's been so many games where I've probably put in so many hours and like never bothered to get the trophy. Like oh my god, like Red Dead. How long have I played that game? And I probably have like 10% of the trophies.
Oh
Or
yeah,
or oh my god, Modern Warfare, right?
oh my God,
I
yes.
have 3 career trophies for that game, and I've put so many hours into the multiplayer. And like at that point, it's like, is it worth it? What's the trade off that I am having here in the relationship I have with this game?
Yeah, but it's like, dude, I like video games is like a really fun hobby, but dude, I cannot wait for the gym to open back up. Like I had a
Oh
good
yeah.
3 day rotation going, like 3 days a week I'd spread it out.
Hmm.
And one day I would focus on chest and arms, and another day I'd focus on my back and shoulders, and then the last day was legs and core. And it was like I really had it going. I had a good diet going. And of course,
It's
like this, that's everyone's story
right.
right now because COVID is just is still very relevant.
He's a menace. Um, yeah, COVID has
He is,
been.
COVID is indeed a menace, and it's like I just want to
It's
get back to how it was, especially with
yeah,
regards to the gym, because like that's, like everyone's definitely gotten into more of a sedentary lifestyle since we've been
yeah.
barricaded in our
I
house.
can speak to that. It's gotten a little bit better about going like getting out, but like so many
Yeah,
people,
not
it's one of those things that's too. It's like you can't just flip a switch either. It's not your fault.
well,
It's
Drake
not.
can.
I hate you. It's not your fault for having gotten so cooped up into one place and then like having trouble breaking the habits that you develop. So
Oh yeah, for
it's like
sure.
a soldier coming home from war. It's not like he just automatically adjusts back to civilian life again. Same way with this like whole COVID thing is, even though like we're seeing a lot of places, and depending on where you live, but like here in Pennsylvania, where we've been fairly fortunate lately about places reopening and like counties and locations returning to a shred of normalcy and restaurants being available on all that stuff and public gatherings starting to become slowly more available to us. But other places obviously haven't had that fortune. But it's not like you can just flip a switch and be like, okay, I can now break all these bad habits that I developed in this quarantine. It's not like that at all. It's like you're some people are still waking up and eating like crap or
Yeah,
oh, I don't need to brush my teeth today. Oh, nobody's gonna see me, and then
yeah.
it becomes this horrible cycle. So it's a mental thing that we have to all get work like help each other get through because I think without that, like some people are really gonna suffer.
That's I mean,
But
yeah, it's like you said, it's getting a little better with like some of the normalcies coming back. Like you got like smaller stores opening and stuff. But like I mean, really, it's just it comes down to like you said, people helping each other out. Like
mm-hmm,
whether that come in the form of wearing masks or just trying to get back to how things were the most
mm-hmm.
efficient way possible.
I feel like we're in a better time than we have been when I can see people on my Snapchat story going mini golfing. If you're going mini golfing, then that maybe we're in a little bit better of a place than we were a few months ago.
That's
But
true.
that's just me. That's just me. Um, it's been tough though, like especially when we were in the red or even the yellow, dealing with so many places being closed and having to get used to eating at home again because
Oh, God forbid
sometimes,
we have a home
well,
cooked meal.
well, sometimes your mother might be a really good cook, but sometimes she just makes things you don't like,
That's true.
and you have to.
Or that your body does not like.
Sure, yeah.
I've encountered my fair share of mom's undercooked chicken.
And for me, I'm lactose intolerant, and it's how much cheese and dairy gets put into home cooked meals?
Yeah, I mean,
An
it's
absurd amount. Like it's hard to avoid.
Oh, dude, oh, thank God. I'm actually really relieved to hear that because I thought I was the only one that poured 5 glasses of chocolate milk into my meatloaf.
I mean, yeah, obviously, who doesn't, you know? But speaking of chocolate milk and have you ever had chocolate milk and Cheerios?
No, but I do have chocolate Cheerios sitting
I guess that's kind of the same idea, but like
on
chocolate milk
top
and
of my.
honey nut Cheerios, that was it was my grandfather's classics
Hmm.
that I still do every now and again, just as a little tribute. It's pretty good. I wouldn't outright call it better than white milk, but it's it's edible.
Hey,
It's fine.
you better watch the grounds that you're treading on there, bud.
Oh,
We are in a socially divided time right now. We got
I'm
a
white. I
ladies and
can say white male.
ladies and gentlemen, this by no means reflects our views. I think
I said white.
you're talking about how
Uh,
chocolate milk is a deteriorated version of white milk.
I would rather drink chocolate milk than white milk.
I would also. So now you're doing some kind of reverse racism thing?
Yeah, sort of.
Oh no.
Once you go chocolate, you never go back. Apparently,
No,
milk. We're talking about
we are
milk.
talking about milk.
Um,
Dude, if you
so
ever have you ever drank like chocolate milk accidentally with like you drank it like not knowing that you were gonna work out and then you like on the fly like go play some football or something and it just
um,
and it comes back to haunt you.
actually, funny story about that. So when I want to say 8 or 9 years old, I was what you would not call I was called what you would call book smart. So that was right around the time I first joined like organized group football for the Donegal youth team. I'm not going to use what they called it at the time because I'm pretty sure that word is not acceptable anymore.
Uh,
It's a defensive word for short person or like little person, I guess is the correct term.
dwarf.
No, no. Okay, I'm just gonna say it in the context it was like not an offensive, just as it was. It was midget football. You know, it was like 8, 9 year olds running around the field. You know, you get my
Well,
idea.
of course you always had those kids that like were hot shit because they hit puberty in 6th grade.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm looking at you,
My midget.
JM. But so, so I was not very smart when it came to what you should do before a big workout, exercise session, stuff like that. And your entire life, like thanks Disney Channel, you've been preached constantly. Milk makes your bones stronger. So what did I think was a great idea like half an hour before football
You
practice?
thought you were gonna turn
Chug
into the
some milk.
Incredible Hulk with
Let's
milk?
chug some milk. My mom saw me doing it, and she like had to stop me and was like, "You're gonna throw up." I'm like, "But my
I'm getting
bones."
stronger. And that's that. And today, not many people know that's what Kanye West actually wrote "Stronger" about.
about chugging that milk and
About Caleb
him
chugging milk a half
helping
hour
his
before.
bones. Speaking of Kanye,
Actually, I have a.
2020.
Oh God. I mean, actually, you know what? I'm not. I'm actually. I can go for it, and I can.
I think I'm in an age where like complete political opinion completely aside. I think anybody who can create a platform that they believe in and they believe truly is the best thing for the country to rally behind, then absolutely like get your word out there, get your message out there and rally behind it. And if he genuinely thinks that he knows enough and has a platform
That he
good
can run the
enough to
country with.
yeah exactly then by all means Mr. West, get it out there.
Did you? So you were when you were back to the milk story when you were talking about Disney Channel.
Yeah.
That reminded me of you remember back in the day when it was like when you were considered like feminine or effeminate if you like watched Disney Channel when
No, I can't say I was ever called effeminate for enjoying like Sweet Life, which is
when
still a
Disney
great show by the way.
it was more so just like embarrassing for us where we're from at least to like
I get,
ad admit that like you watched Disney Channel and I remember this.
maybe certain show because like I'll be the
Oh
first to
yeah,
admit,
maybe I'm just thinking of it like a show by show basis.
I shamefully enjoyed Hannah Montana. I was entertained.
Oh, you okay? Hey man, if that you do your thing, if it makes you
No, I mean
happy.
it was look, and they knew what they were doing too. They had like two goofy guy characters, her brother and then like her
Rico,
brother's friend. No, not
Rico,
Rico. Rico. I forgot about Rico. No,
Rico Surf Shop.
God, like I remember the one guy's name because he was like 40 playing a 16-year-old. It was really weird. But like
About her
he
brother Jason or Jackson, whatever.
Jackson, yeah, that's his name.
Jackson.
Um,
Oh, why do I know this? I didn't.
and
I
then
didn't even
the
actively watch the show.
the other dude with like the shaggy hair. I can't remember his name, but
Oh,
like
the friend. Yeah, I know who
yeah,
you're talking about.
yeah, but like they would get into like the funny antics that I feel like was literally meant to entertain the brothers of the girls who enjoyed Hannah Montana. But I'm not saying like I collected the merch or anything. I just like if it was on Disney Channel, I wasn't turning it off. You know, I'm like I'm a kid. I'm watching Disney
You
Channel.
had that pink Nintendo DS with the Hannah Montana sticker on it.
Oh my god, no, I did not. Don't put
Nah,
words
dude,
in
but
my
the
mouth.
reason I even said that is because I remember this one time you were talking to someone. We were talking about like what TV shows we
When
watched.
was this?
This was like this was like sixth or seventh grade,
Oh my god.
and we were talking about TV shows that we liked, and you were like, I will admit, I I do watch Disney Channel like Debbie. You remember Debbie? Or no, not Debbie. Sorry, Jessie.
Oh yeah, by Debbie, played by the lovely
Played
Debbie
by
Ryan.
Debbie.
If Debbie Ryan, if you're listening,
Debbie played by Jesse Ryan.
oh my goodness.
No, I remember,
Sorry,
but
sorry. Full
you,
stop. I saw a Snapchat filter, like a lens thing the other day. It
yeah,
was called Debbie Ryan, and I'm like, what does it turn your face into? All it does is give you the world's weirdest like upturned smirk.
like
Like
crooked teeth.
your mouth is at like a full like 60-degree angle. It was so weird. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
Oh,
I did enjoy Jesse apparently.
yes, you did. No, you know you did. And
Yeah, I did.
And you know
Dude,
Bertram was the
Bertram
best
was a G. What
dude.
do you mean?
But anyways, I just remembered, you like, you pulled the card where like, oh, your sister always had it on, and you, and you
Eh?
watched it because you were
Eh?
there. Oh, but
Well, what
that just reminded me.
embarrassing television did you shamefully enjoy?
Hmm.
It doesn't even have to
I
be
mean,
like weird. It just could be something
not.
that you thought was weird.
No, I didn't. I mean, I never really like watched anything that I thought was weird. I was into like Cops and The Simpsons and
Oh, God,
SpongeBob.
Simpsons, of course. Cops is canceled now.
Is it actually?
Yeah, and Live PD.
Man. Oh, well, I
So
knew about Live PD, but like,
it's
oh,
kind
well,
of
I
one of
mean,
the
yeah,
consequences
I
of
guess
the
Cops,
that.
yeah,
Well,
of one
actually, well, sorry.
person.
Specifically with Live PD, they've kind of like said like they're gonna just it's gonna be gone for a while,
Oh
possibly like
yeah,
indefinitely, and
yeah,
they're gonna consider like the options of like if bringing it back is ever appropriate, stuff like that. I get it. You know, it's
mhm.
better just to avoid that kind of.
Yeah,
So I mean,
yeah, especially like right now.
yeah, so we don't need to get into it. If you don't know what's going on right now, then you probably
And
shouldn't
then you've
be
been living
listening to
under a
this.
rock, Patrick.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
yeah, great show.
SpongeBob joke.
But so yeah, so like shows like that, and like another weird one though, just that I've read about recently is that Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is I
Really?
think currently on a break. I mean, it's a comedy about like these like Brooklyn like this Brooklyn police precinct, but like
Sure.
it's the goofiest thing in the world, and they've never really had like a main character do anything not okay, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think they asked like Andy Samberg, who's very funny, like about like his opinion, and he's like obviously he loves the show, but it's really it's really up to the world and the TV executives to decide like what's going to happen with the show, if it
Mm.
can come back. So that's something I'm just kind of keeping an eye on. That's a show I started to watch. I enjoyed it, but it didn't keep my interest. Like I wasn't like dying to keep watching episodes, but like I can go back and watch Seinfeld and I can probably binge like 10
Oh
in
yeah,
like a
for sure.
day. So, I mean, like good show, just, not one of mine.
Yeah,
But
I'm into Hannibal right now on
Hannah, yeah,
Netflix.
oh yeah, you were telling me about that.
Yeah,
Um,
it's about Hannibal Lecter, and he's like
it's like
he's
a
in the
prequel, right?
States. No, no, no. It's its
Oh, okay.
own standalone show.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
It's like a murder mystery like drama,
Hmm.
and it's like it's surprisingly much better than I thought it would be. I went into it because my girlfriend asked me to watch the first
Right.
episode just to, give it a shot. And I was going into it with a negative mindset, like I didn't want to watch it. I
It's
thought
like,
it
oh
was gonna.
God, I can't believe this bimbo's
Uh,
making me watch some Netflix. Oh.
yeah, but anyway, so that's a fact. So I went into it, and the first episode was such a good episode, and I'm like, wow, like I was actually missing out because like
So it wasn't
I
even a
always
slow burn. It wasn't even something you just like. I'm gonna stick with it. It was that good from the out
it
from the
it
get go.
was the first episode was very good, as was the first season and second season. I'm currently on the third season, about
Wow.
halfway through.
Is there how many seasons is there?
Three.
Oh, okay. You're
It got canceled because apparently they didn't have a large enough viewing
well. I
base.
have news for you because I did read an article lately, which I did send. I did send to the aforementioned female in question who got you into the show. Is that Hannibal actually has been spiking lately in Netflix viewership and like
Wow.
has been rated well. And I literally sent to her as a joke, and I'm like, "Did you do this all by yourself? Like, were you the
It
100% spike in viewership?" But um, that's a joke because it would mean that would go from 0 to 1. But so I was talking about that, and I thought that was funny. But some people are not talking about like maybe if the show does well enough and people kind of like petition for it online, that maybe Netflix could handle a reboot or a like
Oh wow.
a continuation of the show, like produced by them. You know how they do their original
Yeah, for
shows,
sure.
like so that could be something that maybe happens, which I guess is cool if you're a fan of the show. I'll probably get to it. You know me. I'm watching Community right now. I'm getting pretty close to the end of it. I adore that show. I can't believe it took me that long to find it,
Hmm.
but it is like perfectly up the alley of if you've enjoyed like The Office, Parks and Rec, Arrested Development, 30 Rock, Scrubs, any of those shows. Like if you haven't watched Community yet, you need to get on it because
Hmm.
it is truly an underrated like show from that era of television. And I know a lot of people hold The Office in a pretty high regard. I'm one of them. So I was just watching it last night.
Yeah, that was.
It's
Dude,
a good
I've
background show.
I've given The Office one full watch through, and then after that, I've just gone back and like scatter watched a couple of
Oh
the
yeah,
episodes.
which is completely that's the best thing about the show is you can pick anywhere and like 99% of the time be completely cool with where you are. But like
Yeah.
if you it lends itself to rewatching so well because of that like mockumentary format
Mhm.
where like obviously like it makes sense because then it's just like, oh, you're watching the documentary again. Like you've watched them go through their lives and they hit this weird like almost time loop at the end of the show. Spoilers if you haven't seen The Office, where like advertising for the documentary that they've been quote unquote filming the entire series is now about to air in their universe.
Oh yeah.
So it's like you can go
So it's
back
like
and
their
watch
TV.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's
Hmm.
a fascinating like plot setup. It's just a funny show. Um, I mean, it's some shows that like I would say like the vast majority of people enjoy it, but like there's gonna be people who like adamantly are like I just don't enjoy The Office, and I totally get it. It's not everybody's cup of tea. Some people prefer like laugh track shows or God forbid The Big Bang Theory, but
Oh, dude, I love The Big Bang Theory.
you know,
You drink some milk or something, and you sound a little phlegmy.
uh, did you not watch The Big Bang Theory because you suddenly got funny?
That's funny.
You know
So,
it isn't The Big Bang Theory.
dude,
I will hate on it to the end of days. It's not funny.
and The Big Bang Theory will hate on you because its IQ is too high.
If it wants to claim it is, sure.
So, dude, have you had any awkward college encounters? Like, because I
Well,
know, like, literally the people on this base, the students range from 18 to 26. Like,
okay.
26 is a cutoff,
Hmm.
and 18 is the minimum. So, like, it's just like they're all like weird. Like, we're all nerds in some way, but like, I'm a movie nerd,
Hmm.
but like, other people just like cannot interact socially. And like, I don't know. Have you had any like awkward
Uh,
experiences like
yeah.
college wise?
I haven't been in my. Oh, I can't talk. I'm sorry. I haven't been on my campus in 4 months now.
Wow,
So
that's
yeah,
impressive.
it's crazy. Yeah. Because I like the rest of the world. I finished out my semester completely like online after being sent home back in March. Um,
Definitely
and
not
been here
scandalous.
since. Yeah. Allegedly, I will be heading back next month, which will be interesting if that sticks.
Oh, okay.
But the weirdest encounter I would say I've had, there was just some like I'm not even calling them out as like being I just they just weren't my kind of people. Like I lived in a hall. I'm gonna sound like I'm flexing here, but it's just me stating I lived in the honors dorm because I'm in the honors program. And obviously, when you get honors people, you can actually meet a pretty wide variety of people. There's kind of like the sporty honors people who just like are really naturally talented at everything,
Sure.
and like they played they're like varsity letters, but they also get like straight A's, and like those kind of people I respect. Pretty cool. And there's kind of like me who like did sports in high school, wasn't like amazing at them, but like enjoyed the team activity, and then like got good enough grades to be considered ahead of people. But I don't consider myself to be a like straight A genius. I'm pretty average, but I'm like pretty I work hard. And then there's the people that are like just pure Big Bang Theory brainiacs, bringing up the show again. And there was this little cluster of friends that lived in my dorm hall, and they were so unique. They were very into Dungeons and Dragons,
Okay.
which I
That's
guess.
that's a big staple here. Like so
Wow,
many
really?
people play Dungeons and Dragons,
I
and
have said on multiple occasions I'm totally down to try that game with like the a correct group of people.
oh, for
I would
sure.
need I've like if I had a friend who like I'm comfortable with, like I even if they're like very into it, like if they could just kind of guide us through it, and but like I don't want to play. Here's what I'm talking about in my dorm. It was this like group of 5 people, and we had these like study lounges built into the dorm, so you like walk in and there was like this like
Yeah,
pr-
I
cheap
think I
furniture.
remember. Yeah,
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 you
yeah.
yeah you yeah you've been to my dorm, so you'd kind
Yeah.
of know what I mean. There was like this like cheap furniture. I think like your high school library having like a reading section, pretty
Yeah.
much that furniture, and like these like and they would and like at least like once or twice a week they would be in there like playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Hmm.
They would be so into it, but they would take the entire room, and they wouldn't really be nice about letting other people come in. So like I wanted to go in there and like bring my laptop and do some work, and they would literally like have the door locked when there's like 4 empty seats, which was annoying.
They're
I
in
guess
there.
I get it a little bit because like you don't want to be disturbed during your hyper important game of Dungeons and Dragons, but and how do I put this nicely? They smelled. They
Like
were
what
they
they
were
know.
no, like they didn't wear deodorant or something. Like they
As
just
in,
looked
like when they stand up, you have to Febreze the chair and the surrounding area.
yeah. You think like Pigpen from the Peanuts.
Is that the kid that always had like the flies like
Flies,
flying around
yeah,
him?
yeah,
Like he just swam in a
like the
garbage can?
squiggles. Yeah, yeah, that was him.
This
That
was
was the kid.
the olfactory reproduction of Pigpen, if you will.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, they were unique people. I mean, they didn't interact with anybody, and I know for sure they had random roommates because like I was friendly with some of their roommates who were cool, and then there was them, and I would like be talking to them, and they'd be like, so like, do they go somewhere? And they're like, no, they never leave. It's like, oh, so
Oh,
I mean, hey, if that's what they're comfortable doing, if they like going to class, getting A's, and then playing Dungeons and Dragon campaigns for weeks on end, if that makes them happy, then I say go for it.
yeah,
But
dude. There's the following in Dungeons and Dragons here, and Magic the Gathering too.
Magic the Gathering, yeah.
I'm serious, dude. There is like, it's hard to find someone here who doesn't play or hasn't played before.
I'm not even trying to stereotype people who play it into one group. This is just the experience I've had with it. But like I said, I am totally open to trying it with like the right group of people and like somebody
Mhm.
who like understands that I've never played before. But I understand the basic concept is you take this like character class that's written out on paper that gives you like these traits, and you essentially just roll the dice to like it's literally just a game of probability. You're literally just
Oh
playing
yeah,
probability. It's like if you roll under a 6 this happens, but like above a 6 this happens, and you
yeah.
just go from there. And like which that sounds cool to me. I think that would be cool if done right. But like again, I wouldn't want to be with somebody who takes it super seriously because I feel like I would be intimidated for the wrong reason.
Oh yeah, don't let the guy. Yeah, dude, don't let the guy who's been playing be your dungeon master. You might be intimidated in another kind of
Oh
way.
my goodness. Yeah, he might bring me to his dungeon, and I'm not talking about Dungeons and Dragons. Um,
Dude, you know what he's got locked up down there? His bald, hairless twin, who he feeds eggshells to.
solid reference there, man.
Man,
Way to show your mental maturity by admitting you watch Family Guy.
dude,
Uh,
only intellectual titans watch Family Guy.
and Big Bang Theory, man, you're just really
Oh,
selling
for sure.
yourself to the audience.
Oh,
That's funny.
man.
What other what have you done in quarantine that like you never would really would have done if you didn't have this like sense of being cooped up?
I got really into ping pong here. Like
Really?
there's like a community lounge that we're still allowed
Like
to
a rec
use.
room type thing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, okay.
And there's like pool tables, ping pong tables, computers, TVs, game systems, like everything.
Hmm.
And um and there's this like steady group of us that play ping pong and um like I got really big into it in like the heart of quarantine when we were stuck on base even
Right.
like
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
allowed to leave now, but like yeah, so I got like really good at it, and I'm starting to slip a little bit now because I'm not playing as much, but
Right, yeah.
it's still super fun, and it's like it's a really fun hobby to get into.
I'll
And
tell. Oh, sorry.
no, no, go ahead. I was just gonna say something uh about like a funny story that happened once, but you can go ahead.
Oh, go ahead because I'm gonna kind of get off on a tangent probably.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just gonna say I was playing this one guy one time, and it was like a pretty evenly matched game. It was like 9-9 or something,
Hmm.
and these two other guys come walking by the table, and they're like, um, actually no, they didn't even talk to us. I thought they did, but they didn't. But like they were walking by, and I served, and this one like tall, big,
Ooh,
red-headed like guy just comes up and he swats the serve
big
like
like
out of the air.
muscular or like big like
No,
husky
no,
guy.
like husky,
Okay.
and
Swats the sir.
he swats the ball out of the air, and I'm like,
What an ass.
I was like, is this guy kidding me? Like, and then the guy I'm playing with is like, he had the same reaction, and he gave me the ball back to reserve, and I just like full send, I threw the ball up in the air to serve, and I thwapped that thing like I'm talking like 1930s like comic book TV show like thwap.
Oh, like at the
And
dude.
at the dude. Unfortunately,
Oh,
I missed his
oh.
head. It like whiffed literally less than an inch from his head. And he just like turned around and his eyes were wide open. And he just shook his head no and walked away. And I was like, you know, I'll gladly give up that point. And then the guy I'm playing with is like, I'll gladly give that reserve.
That's
So it's
funny.
like you got people like that that always want to
Huh.
like interject.
Yeah, even in like the
I bet you the reason he did that is because his opinion was underheard about something.
probably.
He wanted to get into something somewhere.
I'll tell you something I've done this entire time, pretty much since
What's
I've
that?
been home in March. I've slowed down a lot because I'll just describe it first. I watched so far. I'm almost done. Every single Marvel Cinematic Universe movie in chronological order. So not the order they came out in theaters, but the year of their setting and like when they would happen in relation to another movie. It's been an adventure. It's been very. I mean, it's been fun. I've really enjoyed it. They're great movies. Like even the bad ones are better than like some other movies.
And
Like
Batfleck.
like yeah, not good. Thor 2 like is considered probably the arguably the weakest one in the entire shebang, and that to me is still a better movie than some movies I've seen. Which is
I've heard The Incredible Hulk is the worst one.
well, okay. Well, that one's kind of like a weird, iffy spot because that's the only one that was ever done, I think, by Universal Or no,
Oh, really?
Iron Man 1 was Universal, wasn't it? But anyway, I'm sorry. My point being is that like, in the Incredible Hulk is still really weirdly licensed. Where so Disney Plus is a thing, correct? And
Yeah.
Disney Plus has access to every single Marvel Cinematic Universe movie to stream, except for these exceptions. It currently doesn't have Ant-Man and the Wasp because that is exclusive to Netflix for, I think, honestly, I think its days are numbered. I think it's going to be on Netflix in like the next week and a half. Or
Oh,
off
wow.
of
Okay.
Netflix in the next week and a half. I'm sorry. But right
Hmm.
now, Ant-Man and the Wasp is exclusive to Netflix. No, an honorable mention, Avengers Infinity War was exclusive to Netflix since like June 2019. Up until I
Wow.
think like June, like 2 weeks ago, I think its license ran out on Netflix and it finally
Yeah.
came to Disney Plus. So now Infinity War is only on Disney Plus. Um, Two movies that you cannot find on Disney Plus and likely would never be able to find: Spider-Man: Homecoming and Spider-Man: Far From Home, because Sony owns the rights to that and
Yeah.
they will not put that on Disney's streaming service.
Hmm.
And one more movie that is not on Disney Plus that I don't know will ever be is The Incredible Hulk. Even
Oh,
though
well,
Iron Man was distributed by the same like film company, like I believe Universal, Iron Man
yeah.
1 was the
Yeah.
very first one was done. Um, they've somehow managed to hold on to the Hulk license as the standalone movie, but obviously Hulk has never had another movie, but he's been in how many more MCU
Yeah.
movies? Like
Yeah. A handful.
he's a major player in these movies.
Hmm.
So that's weird to me. Like I'm sure I'm sure like one Google search would clear it up, but like I'd never bothered to look it up. But just the fact that like Hulk is so like hands off to Disney, that movie. So I had to like watch a YouTube summary of it. I'd seen it back in the day, so like it wasn't like I was going into it and losing experience there, but it was
Yeah.
weird. You know, it was a weird experience that like
Hmm.
that movie is just inaccessible despite being in a similar situation as the original Iron Man movie. Sorry,
Dude,
and also sorry. Speaking of that original Iron Man movie, did you know that almost that entire movie was improvised? Almost,
really?
they were really rushed on production,
Wow.
and a lot of the script kept going through rewrites. So at some point, they basically just told the actors, like, "Here's an outline. Do what you think is right,"
Wow.
and it's become still one of the best movies in the entire
An
MCU,
entire MCU.
and it
Yeah.
kicked off the whole thing too at the same time. So it's like it's got its place in history. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
but yeah, they've done interviews where like, oh my god, yeah, like we didn't really have a script for that scene. We just kind of knew what we knew point A and we knew point B.
Dude,
So
one of the words you said when you were talking, you said like infinity or something,
oh my
and
goodness.
you said infinity and like luck or something like that. And I heard I heard an emphasis for some reason on the E luck part, and it made it sounded like you said V-Bucks.
Oh my god.
Speaking of which, I still have that game downloaded
I do too.
for some odd reason.
It's
I
well,
don't know why.
it's not that much of a strain on the old
It's
storage space,
it is yeah, it is a small
and it's
it is a
that
small
one
download.
game where you can always ask your friends to play, and somebody will be like, sure. But
Yeah, so
I haven't enjoyed it in the way I have in over a
oh,
year.
definitely. It's just what like game are you like heavily into right now?
Um, I'm kind of in between things right now. I started playing NBA 2K20's My Career Mode like 2 days ago, only because that game
Okay.
came out for free to the PlayStation Plus service, which is like it's like you pay for the multiplayer and they give you 2 free games a month for anybody not
Sure.
aware. So that came out, and I'm enjoying it, but like I don't see myself like only playing it. I was just super into going back to the Marvel to the Spider-Man game on PS4. I played that a lot, like a lot over the month of June.
Okay.
I 100% did it. Got every single trophy or like achievement. If you're an Xbox person, it's like the same thing. Got every single thing there. I beat all the DLCs. Fantastic game, so fun. But yeah, it was that would consume my life for a good chunk of June.
Hmm.
But games, I'm really in between things right now because I'm like I'm looking forward for
Yeah, what games are you
Couple
really
games in the
looking
future.
forward to?
This month, kind of a sleeper that less people are going to be aware of for sure, is a remake of one of my beloved childhood games is coming out. Destroy All Humans, a game where you play as the alien in an alien invasion instead of like the 1950s trope of like every main character, the Earth is the main character and the aliens are the bad guys. Oh, you're still the bad guy, but you're the main character, but you're the alien. It's a really fun game. It came out on the PS2, so it definitely has that like vibe of this is a PS2 game, but it's getting remade. I'm really excited for it. It's one of my
That's
all-time
awesome.
favorites. The month after that is the yearly release of Madden, so I mean that's usually something I
Yeah,
end up getting.
yeah.
Uh, and then what really bothers me was in September, Cyberpunk was finally supposed to come out,
Oh, yeah, that's
and it
right.
got delayed again. I think it's on its fourth delay. I
When's
mean
it
this
supposed to come out?
as of this is its. It was supposed to first come out fall 2018.
I think it was 18.
I think it was 18,
That
and then it
was
got
because
it
that was
got
senior
pushed.
year.
Right, it got pushed to fall 2019. Then it got pushed to April 2020. Then April became September, and now September has become November. Now,
Wow.
granted, this is the shortest delay of all of them so far, and
And
I
I
am
mean, they're
genuinely,
really,
I'm genuinely choosing to believe it's just because like COVID, and like they said like how much of their development staff was working from home. I get it. I get it. Like working from home in itself is like when you're so used to having a hands-on ability to work in the office is definitely like something you take for granted. But when your entire staff has to go home, I'm sure there's hiccups that I wouldn't even know about in that industry that could become an issue. So I get it. But at this point, when you literally promised when it got moved to September there would not be another delay, and then you delayed it again. They have sent out copies of the game to journalists where they can play and start to form some like pre-release reviews. Maybe I don't know enough about the industry and game development. I'm an avid player of games, but like I will be honest, I'm probably not that versed in what goes on there. But at some point, why don't you just release the game and then patch it? It's like it's clearly
yeah,
it's
it's
at
to
this
get
point.
something out.
Just put it out in September like you were planning to, and then just say like the first 2 months may be a bit rocky, but we appreciate. And then, but here's the thing: you get the money from all the people purchasing the game. You can put that right back into
Into the
fixing it.
game. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly. And instead of people are starting to get really annoyed. And I'm not saying this like people aren't still
You,
gonna buy it. They're
you're
still
just
gonna buy it.
using people to describe yourself.
It's I'm starting
Good.
to get really annoyed. But yeah, but like my point just being is just at this point, enough is enough. Like if hold on, and here's my point: if they pick it into 2021, I don't see myself getting it at launch just because I really don't.
You're already going to be spending a
I
lot of
really don't.
money
I
on the
really don't feel
PS5
comfortable.
anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I really don't feel comfortable being used that way as a consumer. Like I'm gonna. That sounds
They're
so
just using you for your
so
money.
sensitive. Exactly. It's just like I feel like just come out already. I want the game. I want it. So yeah, that's what I'm excited for. I know you're excited for. I'm not gonna speak for you entirely, but I know you're excited for Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla is definitely going to be my next game purchase, game launch purchase.
Hmm. And it's
And
gonna be
then,
that like free upgrade to PS5, which would be even cooler.
yeah, so I'll be able to
Yeah,
play it on PS4 for a couple months
yeah,
until
exactly. But
uh,
you get the
until
benefit of
PS5.
like a whole new game, but for free,
Yeah.
which is cool. But yeah, anything else on your agenda?
Nah, I mean, other than, like I said,
Ratchet and
playing Ratchet
Clank
and
in
Clank
twenty-twenty-one.
and Sly Cooper. Yeah, the new Ratchet and Clank. Honestly, the announcement of the new one is what made me like want to start
Yeah, oh
playing
yeah, I totally get
them
that.
all
That's
again.
honestly, the announcement of Spider-Man Miles Morales was like me finally, which is coming to PS5 as a launch title, I believe, is what finally made me think like, okay, because I actually hadn't beaten the game in its entirety before last month. I'm like, okay, this game finally got announced. It's time to jump on that bandwagon. And
Yeah.
now I cannot wait for Spider-Man Miles Morales. But I'm assuming they're gonna do like PS5 like launch bundles where like the games that like there'll probably be like a Valhalla bundle. They're
Oh
probably like
yeah.
where you purchase the console and then the game comes with it, and then maybe the console is like themed like color wise and has like art on it. But that's not necessarily the case always. But I was hoping that maybe they put out like a Spider-Man limited edition PS5 with like
Oh
a
yeah,
spider. That's what I would hope to get. So
that'd be awesome.
that would be cool. So it has been about 45 minutes here, Dylan.
Yeah.
This has been our first real attempt at recording a podcast.
Yeah. I think it went well.
If you had to rate your experience on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate it?
Honestly, I'd probably give it like a 3.
That
Because
bad?
if I want the full experience, I'm gonna want to be paid from the person who I'm listening to, which is you.
Look, I
I'm
told
just
you we'd
playing.
discuss your salary later.
I'm just kidding.
That's not the position I hired you for.
I had a lot of fun. Definitely, I want
I too had
to
a great time.
keep following up on this. So this has been our first podcast.
Yeah, thank you anybody who listens to this, even if it's just us in the future. Because who cares? I mean, like if
Thank
we
you,
get an
future
audience,
selves.
yeah, thank you, future self. If we get an audience, cool. If we don't, cool. You know.
This is just like a memoir almost.
Yeah. Like a
We're just sitting here talking about
living
everything
testament to
to life.
the life, yeah. And cheers to life. And now that you've finished your breadsticks, I have one question to ask. Want some salad?